wrist drip, slip through the pitfalls. I just wanna chill with the big dogs. House on the hill with a big dog. Make it a ride, I'm taking a lot. So it's about time that I get what I got. And it's about time that I get what I need. And yes, I'm needy, I need to succeed. Know what I need it all. So I don't live with my back to the wall. Don't have to answer whenever you call. Who that on the line, it don't matter, dog. Oh, not at all. Oh, what a gift. Just to be rich and not giving a shit. Just to be rich and not giving a shit. Pinky up, I'm gonna take me a sip.
I need the cash, money sounds on every bag. Green in the eye of each lad. Pockets so fat like I'm smuggling packs. I only deal with my time in these maps. Role playing the tactician and craft. Art of success, if I dub it, is that. As dinner's in fact guarantee for a hunter. A winner I see in the mirror who trump me. I need my anthem to blare with some trumpets. Mama's fair for repair and she also consistently stable and nothing could offset me. A boss type beat, lead the starship, stream through outer space. I'm a star, baby boo, better watch the race. And you'll see me live today and die trying to just don't break. Except all the bread we make with 2 hands. Better get your ball together and stretch bands. Do it all for as long as you can. Get your sandwich ready and go ham. The baloney niggas just can't comprehend.
Yo, cash rules everything around me. In that I am drowning, cause I don't know accounting. Blame it on my school system, blame it on my county. In that I am drowning, blame it on my clowning. Blame it on my young and my dumb, and not knowing where it's from, and not knowing where it's going. Might as well throw it in the ocean. As I put my back in motion, might as well throw it on some drinks. Hit a Miami for 2 weeks, might as well throw it on the beach. I don't give a fuck about the economy. They ain't never helping those in poverty. They ain't never coming here to save you. Waiting on that trickle down in your rain boots. You the blood, sweat, and tears of this whole operation, though. You will make it operational, but don't deserve paid vacation, though. I don't know what I look like. Who was the fool? I'm losing my cool. I need to make moves, get my community under a groove. Like one nation, so we never lose. Nothing can stop us now. They will not knock us down. We will not chill while they chop us down. That is not simply allowed. I'm not the one to kowtow. Cash rules everything around me. In that I am drowning, cause I don't know accounting. Blame it on my school system, blame it on my county. In that I am drowning, blame it on my clowning. Blame it on my young and my dumb, and not knowing where it's from, and not knowing where it's going. Might as well throw it in the ocean. I put my back in motion, might as well throw it on some drinks. In a Miami for 2 weeks, might
I would like to be traded to any other team but the New England Patriots.
Big brain predictions. That's what I got.
Take it off, sir.
This Washington football team beat the Steelers.
Right.
And that person.
EDP.
Yes, but if we lose this game, I firmly believe we do not need to make playoffs. So
Don't you ever disrespect me.
Welcome back, folks. Welcome back to your favorite show on the internet. This is After Further Review, episode 79. I am your co-host, Jaylen Brown.
I'm your third favorite co-host, Shaquille Brown.
Okay. He's already messing with me when he said third favorite. That took me a second to process.
Yeah, me and you both.
One, yeah, I didn't know we could count that high, so that was something. But anyways, I'm everybody, I guess, second favorite host, Malin, out here wearing my new Seahawks draft hat that didn't realize it till it came in the mail today that it looks like a hat that you would buy at a gas station. That's what they came out with for the draft this year. So that's what we're wearing.
Well, I do not have a gas station hat to put on this week, but that is all the more reason for everybody to watch this show and not just listen to it. If you don't know, click that first link down in your podcast description and you will be taken to this YouTube page where you'll be able to watch the replay, because obviously if you're listening to this now, you missed the live stream. But we do record live every Wednesday night at 9:30 Eastern time in the evening, right here on YouTube channel, the Melheims Media YouTube channel. There's this show, there's a bunch of other shows, so click subscribe so you can keep up with all the shows here. And if you do miss a show, you can watch the replay, no problem. You can also participate in the live chat like always. You can be right alongside our greatest viewer of all time, G Money. I'm sure he'll be here in just a moment. Yeah, we've got a good show planned for this week. We've got a nippy show planned for this week.
Dang, all right.
The mess around and find out episode. Here we go.
Yes.
No, not mess around. It's fuck around and find out, Shaq. We're going
Exhibit A.
all to
snap.
the wall. That's what we're doing. I would like to say that we are the best podcast. I don't know anybody else on the other podcast, but where else can you sit down and talk about sports and off a demographic people every single show? And we don't do it on purpose. It's all in my personality. So, yeah, there's that.
That
fun to have a
I
shot.
second that notion. Let's open this thing up the best way, and really the only way we know how, and that's with this shot.
All right. And if you're listening or watching at home, you should probably take a shot too. Because
Yes.
this show goes down like bad liquor. That's all I'm saying. Let's do this.
All right, gentlemen. Let's open this up. Hope you saved a little bit of that bad liquor to pour one out for the homies known as the Los Angeles Lakers, because their season will be over here in just a couple of days. So as of last week, we had kind of speculated that it was not looking very hot for the Lakers to make the playoffs.
Way before last week, I predicted.
Right. But, you know,
I like he said that like it was a hot take. Said that like it was a hot take. Like, we're the only ones thinking they were going to make it.
Right. But their day has finally come upon them. They've mathematically been eliminated from the playoff hopes. And the Los Angeles Lakers will not be a playoff team. Not this year. Maybe next year.
Yep.
I've already had multiple "I told you so" moments on this show, so I won't go there. But I would like to hear from you guys. What do you think is the main, or if you could put the majority of the blame on one person, one area, thing?
I would like to put the blame on the whole entire team besides LeBron. That's all I would like to say.
Okay.
Anthony Davis' lack of appearance throughout the whole entire season, and when it's like a full moon, every once in a while he shows his face and like gone. Westbrook's too much contribution to the team. Probably been better off seeing that man less on the court than on the court. And you got old man LeBron for some reason leading the pack. He was supposed to take the weight off his shoulders, but he took on more weight. So I would just like to say that team crumbled with the base up. So good job, LeBron, for carrying this sinking ship.
Malin.
First, before I get into who's at fault, one, I would like to thank the entire Lakers organization for making me look like a damned idiot for saying that they'd make the playoffs, and that they'd even be like a top 3 seed. So that was cool. Thank you for that. That was awesome. Second, somebody should check on my man Skip Bayless over there at ESPN. He's probably doing a Dennis Rodman impersonation in Vegas over his excitement about the fact that the Lakers are not in the playoffs. And he's, probably making him do a poster of Michael Jordan as we speak while this is happening. So now we get into why the Lakers are not in the playoffs. This is hard for me, guys. I guess you can start with Russell Westbrook. Shares a little bit of blame. The man was more interested in building houses for the needy, judging by the bricks he threw up this year, than he was playing basketball. Lowest efficiency rating in his career. Yeah, someone's got to do it, but they don't need to make $40 million a year with the Lakers while they do it. Man, that's like Joel Osteen. He's like the Joel Osteen of the NBA. Like, whatever. Lowest efficiency rating of his 15-year career. That's cute. 29% from 3-point. Like, if I was on the Lakers and he went to pull up for a 3, I'd foul him myself. Give me a foul. Like, I don't... At least, like, who you going to give the ball to? It was on my own team. We'll just take the ball back out and make sure it's 3. 29% from 3. That's ridiculous. Is it Anthony Davis? I don't know. Anthony Davis has only played 40 games this year. 36 last year. 76 games in 2 years. Apparently, if you don't have a pandemic and you're not playing in a bubble, Anthony Davis isn't much good to you. Next, Google. That guy, he's a winner. No, he's not. Coached Indiana, never made it to the finals. Goes to the Lakers with a bunch of has-been all-stars. What do you think's gonna happen? 39 starting lineups so far this year. 31 wins. Sir, what the hell are you doing? Why did we see so many times Anthony Davis and DeAndre Jordan? Anthony Davis and Howard. Why did we see Jordan and Howard? Why were we trying to play big ball instead of conforming to what the NBA is doing? So I don't know what Frank Vogel was doing. He deserves some blame. But most importantly, the person that deserves the blame the most is LeBron James. 100% this year.
Really?
100%. Now, here's why. Hold on. Yeah, I know. When Shaq said that, I was like, here we go. I told you this was a hot take show. Right? This is fuck around and find out season over here.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Well, his feelings are premeditatedly hurt. He gets his feelings hurt before the show even starts. But anyways, so LeBron James. Now, the man just won a title a couple years ago in 2020, right? He was great at orchestrating that team to win that title. But we're talking about 2021-2022 season. We're not talking about what he's done in the past, okay? Normally, he's been a pretty good GM player when it comes to telling the ownership and the GM on who to bring in, right? He's the one that wanted Davis. He won a title with Davis, but what has Davis done in the last 2 years? Absolutely nothing. Definitely not trimming the eyebrows, okay? He's the one that wanted Westbrook. What did Westbrook do? Again, Worst player efficiency in his entire career, 29% from 3-point. He's the one that wanted Howard, who we all know that Shaq has a love affair with.
On a side
And
note,
we all know that he's also what?
On a side note, I
What
would like to
side
say
note?
with Westbrook, I mean, with Anthony Davis not starting, we still did not see or homeboy start as a center that often. Would like to say
Oh,
that.
it's Dwight.
Dwight. All I'm saying. That just means they still think there's another big man better than Dwight on their team.
I love how he says that often. He can't even tell me how many times.
Probably
Dwight
not. I
Howard
just
started.
know
No,
every
but
time I
no.
watch the game, I did not see that
Dude.
man starting out there.
Okay, we all know that you're not watching that many Lakers games. Let's settle down.
I need to
Shaq.
laugh.
But we also know that he wanted DeAndre Jordan, right? So I don't know. I think that LeBron James, he wanted this team, wanted these players, and I think it's now. I get the fact. Listen, 37 years old, scores 30 points a game. That's phenomenal. Okay, would they have maybe won 10 games without him? Yes, but he's the one that orchestrated the roster. So it should have been on his back to carry them when they weren't performing. That was his job this year. Because he wanted this team. This is the squad that he wanted to run with. Now, I think it's kind of funny that, now all of a sudden he comes out with a report today that the one player that he would like to play with that's in the NBA right now is Steph Curry. Now you're kind of getting... Said it before about LeBron James and being able to win like all these titles. Now you're kind of getting into bitch mode where you're just jumping ship on like all these other players to kind of keep winning. When you say, "Oh, I want to play with Steph Curry," like who doesn't want to play with Steph Curry? Like if I see LeBron James in a Warriors jersey before he ends his career, I'm gonna throw something. I don't know. I might pick up my 5-year-old and toss him. It's gonna be just fucking ridiculous. But it's also hilarious the fact that this implosion has been taking place while that show on HBO in time, setting records on HBO, reminding Lakers fans of the Showtime Lakers in the 80s and Magic Johnson having sex with fat strippers. It's great. I love it. So I think it's correlating great. It's a beautiful symmetry.
It's a
they
prequel
got
to
going on.
Magic's. Never mind.
So
Well, there was a lot of interesting takes here amongst you two. I liked Shaq excluding LeBron, and then Malin picking up LeBron, and that was poetic, might I say.
they could have had DeMar Rosen. Could have had
Right,
Rosen.
yes.
He picked Westbrook.
I put most of this blame, like I would say 60% of this blame on the front office. I include LeBron James as the front office, by the way. I'm lumping him in there. He might as well be up in there. 40% on the players. I look at it as like the front office. I'm sorry, the players are the groceries, and the front office is the grocery shopper. They put together this damn team with LeBron, because obviously they wouldn't have made a move without his approval. Like you just said, Malin, they could have had DeMar DeRozan. His name was heavy in the mix for a while. Buddy Hield's name was heavy in the mix for a while. Either one of those options, pretty sure we'd all agree, would be better than Russell Westbrook. I don't really put much blame on Russ specifically, for the simple fact of I don't know what people were expecting from that man. I think, obviously, I gave him a lot of crap and joked on him or whatever, but that's exactly what I was expecting from him, because we've had over a decade of evidence of this. This is what he does, so why the hell would he change now in year fucking whatever, I don't know, 15. 4 teams in 4 years. He is what it is. I don't know why people thought he was going to get here and change. Like, you're not going to change somebody when they're 30-something years old. They are what they are. They play how they play. It is what it is. And the same goes to the rest of them. Anthony Davis. The only time we saw him play a I can't even say complete season, but a almost complete season was when he was trapped in a bubble. Literally, he had to be in a bubble in order to play and not get injured and win a championship. Outside of that, we've seen he cannot play even the majority of a season. So it is what it is there. LeBron's play, he did his thing, but along the way was banged up every so often, and it kept him out of being able to probably win an MVP had he been completely healthy. But,
Not winning an MVP if you don't make the playoffs.
In the same argument, let's say Tom Brady. Tom Brady comes back next season. The rest of his team does god awful. He puts up okay numbers. Are you still putting the blame on Tom Brady as we think kind of like a GM drafting people?
Yes.
Are we still
Yes.
putting most of the blame on Tom Brady for the
Yes,
failure
we
of the
are.
team?
I'm
Yes,
sticking
we
with
are.
my. I lump him in with front office. So I was like, yeah, because I
Well-
know that this team wouldn't have been assembled unless, in this case, Brady and LeBron didn't say, yeah, let's go get these guys.
But if the team did well, are we giving LeBron all the credit for why the team did
Same
well?
thing.
Well, yes. So here's the thing, and this is why he gets all the blame. If you put yourself in a position to get all the hype and all the credit, then you get all the blame when it doesn't work out.
Right.
So
Exactly.
when LeBron James puts together a roster, if they went to the finals and won the finals, everybody would be praising LeBron James if they pulled it off, right? Same thing with Tom Brady. He got all the credit for that Super Bowl win a couple
Right.
years ago.
Right.
If the team shits the bed this year, he's the one that came back. He's the one that forced Bruce Arians out. He's the one that got a couple people like Leonard Fournette to come back,
Right.
Godwin to come back. He gets all the blame if it doesn't work. You like this whole notion that we put these sports figures on pedestals where they're in a position to get all the credit, but they don't get any of the blame just because they perform well themselves. It's a team sport. And it's a little bit different because LeBron James is basically handpicking players, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I also would like to point out that we've already pissed off our first demographic of people because Jalen just pretty much associated all NBA players as Wonder Bread. So by calling them groceries. So that's the first one. Good job. Pissed off a bunch of multimillionaires.
You know what else is a grocery? Lobster tail or a nice steak. Just saying. Throwing that out there.
Yeah, but you don't think the NBA players are doing their own shopping. That's
Probably not.
Most likely not. I could not see LeBron walking around a Target or a Publix trying to do his own.
He wouldn't make it
shopping.
out of that Target.
Exactly.
he's damn sure not walking around a Blaze Pizza. Do you guys remember that fiasco a few years ago? Picked up that location. Them workers probably wanted to kill that man. The people chilling out there and never shows up.
The only celebrity I see like actually going out to do things like that is Rick Ross. I see that man going to Wingstop on a weekly basis trying to order wings.
Something tells me he doesn't
Okay.
go there very often. He probably
But
has
I'm
somebody
sure,
bring it to him.
but I'm sure he wouldn't mind going to get his own Wingstop.
Probably not.
One person that does do his own shopping is Shaq. And I will say
Yes.
this about Shaq, is that he boasts having the biggest purchase in Walmart history by spending $70,000.
Jesus.
And he got traded to Phoenix and he had to outfit an apartment. One cool thing that Shaq does, though, is that everywhere he goes, he will find somebody. He will buy them something. If he goes to get a phone, he's buying someone else's phone.
But
If he's
that's
at Walmart, he's buying something for somebody else. Like, he's all about giving back, and I think that's really cool. That
But
he
that's
does
why
that.
he's the most likable sports personality out there right now. Even if you don't watch basketball, everyone still sees him as being like a great
Yeah.
person. So
That's true. G Money in the chat, shout out G Money, says LeBron got the credit for the 3 years that the Cavs went to the championship and won one.
who else we're gonna give it to?
I mean, Kyrie
you asked- I
Irving
was
did
gonna
hit
say.
the shot.
If you ask Skip Bayless,
It
you'd
put
say
him in
Kyrie
the
Irving.
league.
All right, the man who refused to play like half the season
mean-
this year.
Well, this season. But who hit the three to put him in the lead? Now, LeBron James made the block of a lifetime. Okay? You did make a block of a lifetime, but you're talking about offensive, put him in there. I mean,
Right.
Kyrie deserves some of that credit, too. He hasn't done much since he left Cleveland, so that was a good decision on his part to go ahead and leave LeBron James. because people normally do better post LeBron James in their career. That's whatever. Can I ask you guys one question, Lakers oriented, before we
Yes.
move on? I was watching an old interview from Kobe Bryant, and the person asked him if Shaquille O'Neal had Kobe Bryant's work ethic, where would he rank all time in the NBA? Kobe Bryant, without hesitation, said that he would be number 1 all time. And he also said that he wished that his ass did work out in the gym because he'd probably have 12 rings. Shaq had his work ethic. Where do you guys think Shaq would be all time if he had Kobe Bryant's work ethic?
I wouldn't say 1, but I would say definitely number 2 all time if he had work ethic. I think he just weighed a little bit too heavy on his size than actual like capability per se. But I say number 2, and he would have like twice as many rings as he did now if he worked as hard as Kobe.
One or two. It's kind of hard to say. I probably need to think about it a bit more. But I mean, if Kobe said that, I would find it hard to disagree with him.
I mean, Kobe also said he'd have 12 rings if Shaq worked out like he
maybe
did
that doesn't. Maybe like
in the gym.
I mean,
Maybe, well,
Eight.
hey,
Yeah.
maybe Shaq wouldn't have gotten as heavy as he did.
Yeah, if he
Right.
stayed,
His
if he,
career
Naturally,
would have been
yeah.
longer and better. Maybe they would have gotten along better
if he was in
Right.
better
say,
shape,
if he had the work ethic that
if his
Kobe had.
if his shot
yeah.
was a little bit a tad bit better,
Yeah.
not even like significantly better, like a tad bit better,
Right.
it would put him
We're
so
not
much better.
gonna mess around with a multiple MVP, multiple Finals MVP, and say his shot needed to be better. He
No.
was just fine how he
He
was.
was, but you do hear that portion of the internet is like, oh, Shaq was only good because of his size. Shaq was not that great. You hear that portion of argument on the internet of people who's like, he didn't have much skill, it's just all size, but still, I remember this man.
Yeah, but Shaq was the one person, and now this is my age talking here, but Shaq was the one big man outside of, like, let's say Patrick Ewing, that was not timid or scared being big. Like, he was very comfortable in his body, and he was tenacious, and he would just throw people around. And they created rules in the NBA in the 90s so that he wouldn't be overpowering. Because he could just push people around. Like, people couldn't stop him. He didn't need to develop a 12-foot jumper.
No.
No one can keep him away from the rim.
You know, my
It was just insane.
my current like comparison of this NBA, if this person actually played and stayed healthy, was maybe Zion as a close comparison of a big man per se could come near to kind of like the play style and physicality as Shaq, if he could stay healthy.
You know, like, everyone thinks of Shaq, and they look at, because they always show video of Shaq, like 2003, 2004, and that's when he started to get a little bit heavier. Go look at Shaq when he was playing with the Orlando Magic in the finals against Houston. Now, they got swept in that finals back in 95. But go look at Shaq when he played for Orlando. Go look at Shaq when he played 96 through 2002 with the Lakers. That man was just built different.
They
He
redefined,
was a monster.
like Malin said, the amount of rules that changed in basketball because of Shaq. They reinvented basically basketball hoops to make sure they can actually handle this man going 4 quarters at the rim. So I can agree.
Yeah. Hold on, man. We can't hear you for a second. Let me just make sure I did not change anything. I did. My bad. Somehow this got, There we go. We got you back. What were you saying?
I see how it is. You're muting me already. Saying that Steph Curry at the age of 4 was throwing up threes because he looked at Shaq and was like, I don't want to go in the middle with someone
Right.
his size when I get in the NBA. So, I was just wondering because I thought that was an interesting take that Kobe had. So,
A very
Yeah.
good take.
All right, Lakers. We will,
See you next season.
see you next year.
next
Circus
time
round
we'll
2.
talk about them is when we hear them. They completely shopped everybody but LeBron, and that'll be the next story for the Lakers in the news. So
Probably bring Vince Carter out of retirement.
that's their next
Tracy
move.
McGrady, and Dwayne Wade. All three of them coming out of retirement next year to play with the Lakers.
And bad juju for some reason they still didn't make the finals. So
Mike Miller or somebody.
Mike Miller.
They're about to get Bill Walton's ass out there on the floor. Just
The dream team. All right, folks. Let's get into the L's of the week.
Straight trash, homie.
All right, L's of the week. One of my all-time favorite segments of this show. We are going to start off with the Washington Wizards getting blown out 144 to 102 by Malin and I's Boston Celtics the other day. The only thing I really want to say about this, the only reason I really included this, speaking of I told you so, you guys remember, bring this back to our Halloween spooktacular. That was about like a week or so into the NBA season, right? There had barely been any basketball played. And if you remember, Ryan Brown on our show was talking praises of his Washington Wizards because they had won like their first 4 games straight.
First mistake, he said Ryan Brown said something on this show.
If you can recall who that is, you have to go back.
Quite a bit, like 50 episodes, I feel.
isn't he the one that thought there was going to like a receiver average 20 touchdowns a year? Same Ryan Brown.
Same one.
I'm just
same
all
one
right.
who
Hot
thought
take Ryan.
Larry
That's what we're
Fitzgerald
calling
was still playing. Same one who thought that the 4 games that the Wizards started off strong with was somehow promising of what was to come. And yet, here we are. Once the cards have settled and the dust have settled and the cards have fallen, the Wizards are indeed still the Wizards. It does make me give, a little bit of the props to Russell Westbrook last year for willing that team to, didn't they get into the playoffs to get swept by the Sixers in the first round? But I mean, hey, getting there.
They did.
Every dog has their day.
Any other thoughts on the Wizards getting their shit kicked in?
It's the Wizards. Everybody but Ryan expected this team to fumble towards the end of the year. Not a team out that didn't have a good streak at some point during the year.
Ryan, you said that, and I remembered that. And as soon as you said that, I was like, I'm going to remember this come April. I will remember this.
He said fumble the end of the year. This is like the Michael Vick of basketball teams. They fumble every damn thing. No, it's Washington, for God's sake. Now, if I was Brandon Beal, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, get me out of here. Like, what are y'all doing? You keep trading away all the good players I play with. I already know I'm never going to win a finals with you people. If you could at least help me be a little bit competitive, get out of here, man. But who I don't want to talk about during this is Celtics. 13-16. If you want to know something else, you want to know why Ryan was kind of gloated about his Washington Wizards? Because our Boston Celtics did not start out very well.
Right.
It was late December, and our Celtics were 16-19. 16-19 late December. We've been since then 33-11 on 13 of our last 16. We're hot, baby. Winning it all.
I always thought
Do it.
you would do
We
well
can't-
towards the end of the year, but like,
All right, Shaq, don't patronize us.
all right, no, I'm not. No, the only thing I gotta say about this is Washington. Y'all still decided to name one of y'all team the Commanders, so
Still have that to deal with.
that just goes to
Damn,
show their
we just-
decision making and anything whatsoever. So
I mean, first of all, if you're a Washington team, why are you called the Wizards? Like, what is that? Like, they went politically correct in the '90s and moved away from the Washington Bullets. Washington Bullets was a great team. Damn, Aaron Burr shot a man. All right, like politicians used to shoot people.
because it would take
Washington.
literal
That was the
sorcery
perfect
for them to win
name.
something.
So
Not even Mike
but
can save
no,
that
so-
team.
Yeah, but no, our Celtics have been doing great. They've been doing really good. And I don't care what seed we are, first, second, third, whatever. Gonna be second, probably. But they're playing hot. Not
Amen.
Jalen Brown, 32 points.
That man.
Amos, Right there. His autograph shack right now. Make him sign something. It's gonna be famous. Jalen Brown, baby.
Moving on to the next L. The Hornets got dismantled by the Sixers and then the Heat by almost the same exact score. 144 to 114 and then 144 to 115. How you give up 144 points in 2 games, almost back to back. I think it was back to back. Is beyond me.
I mean, granted, both of those teams are very competitive and strong teams, but at the same time, y'all really letting.
Right, the Hornets are like a playing team. It's not like they're just trash. Like, they're a solid team.
Yeah, at least put up a battle or play some sort of defense and not get 144 dropped in your dome.
Yeah, apparently 144 was the number they hit this past week. Jesus.
Find it comical.
I don't really have a whole lot to say about it because at the end of the day, it's still the Hornets.
Right.
They're not great. LaMelo Ball's good, but to give up 140 points or 144, that's just kind of embarrassing to do it twice. It doesn't give you a whole lot of confidence in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Embiid had 29 points and 14 rebounds. Hero again with Miami. Not going many places in the playoffs if he's your number one scorer all the time, but he seems to be all the time. 35 points, and that was the Heat's 5th straight win. See what I did there, Shaq? I gave you guys a compliment. You won 5 straight. Doesn't matter if you last 3 games against G League teams, whatever. So when I was looking at it,
I was just about to say this man's gonna dog my team out later in the episode. It literally falls it up and dog on its own.
Give me 2 seconds. Again, this is Hot Take Wednesday, baby. So I was looking at the last 5 games that the Heat won. I was trying to get a hot take on, they've been playing garbage people, right? Well, Sacramento, 29 to 51. Yep, that's a bad one. That's not good. Like, they're not a good team, so yeah, you should beat them. They did beat our Boston Celtics. Whatever, some juju voodoo doll Shaq had. Then they beat Chicago, that's 45 and 34. Toronto, that's 43 and 37. Then, of course, they beat Charlotte, that's 40 and 39. And I was like, you know what's really sad? The East is fucking weak. All right? The fact that Chicago, Toronto, and Charlotte are all in the playoff mix, and they've all been playing god-awful damn near 2 months. Yet they're still in the playoff picture. I was like, yeah, Miami's beat a bunch of playoff teams in the East. And then I was like, how sorry is the playoff picture in the East? Like, what the hell? Like, Charlotte can still make the playoffs in the play-in.
Yeah.
They're only a couple games worse than the Nets. For God's sakes. I'm a little bit upset over the fact that I was talking shit about the Nets losing by 12 earlier to the Knicks. They just won 108 to 98 against the Knicks, so that kind of pissed me off when that happened. God damn it, I hate the Nets. So the East is weak, is what I'm saying. It's definitely there for the taking. For either, like, if anyone outside of Miami, Boston, or Milwaukee makes it to the finals, shouldn't even have a finals. They should just give it to whatever team makes it in the West. That's what we should do.
The fact that the Toronto Raptors are the 5 seed right now should sum this whole thing up.
A Canadian team without Kawhi Leonard. What are we doing?
I hate the slander going on over there on the East, but at the same time, I agree very strongly that it's kind of very sketchy on my side that he had no option but to be good.
Also, hey, I did just put the Heat at number 1 in my little take there, that outside of the Heat or Boston or Milwaukee, I did say that. I'm giving you credit. I'm going to mess it up and I'm going to say something later on, but I'm giving you credit right now.
Shouts out also
and, hey,
to...
real quick.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I just thought of one thing that's kind of funny about the Lakers. You know who should really be offended? There's one has-been who was an all-star that has not played with LeBron James. You know who he is? Derrick Rose. That man should be pissed off that LeBron James is not phoning him up to play for him. Because he fits right in with the mold of who LeBron James wants to play with outside Steph Curry. I mean, you need to get Derrick Rose on the Lakers next year. You need to keep Westbrook, add Derrick Rose, Dwight Howard, DeAndre Jordan, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, get out a bunch of goddamn walkers. We'll have,
Because at some point in the season, it ought to be LeBron on the floor because everybody else will be hurt. Him and Westbrook trying to coordinate some sort of offense.
Medicaid will be the sponsor for the Lakers next year. They have a little logo on the jersey. It'd be great.
AHRP people trying to gather around.
Sorry, I just derailed us there, but it just kind of popped in my head there. Sorry about that.
All right, you mentioned Tyler Hero. I did want to give him some credit because he had a little slump last year, but now he's looking like bubble hero again.
Bubble buddy hero.
Sharp shooter, man. That dude can score.
Hey, someone's got to keep playing like they did in the bubble, and it's not named Anthony Davis. So, let's go.
All right, enough about the bubble buddies. The next L of the week was, of course, when the Milwaukee Bucks took down the easy for April Fools. The Clippers upset the Bucks, putting up 153 points. I don't know how the hell that happened. No idea how that happened. Besides the fact that it was April 1st, that was the only possible explanation. Little scary for the Bucks, I gotta say.
Well, hold on a second. They didn't play nobody. Nobody played anybody.
Yeah,
Greek,
but I wanted a little more.
The Greek Freak didn't play. Middleton didn't play. I think his name's Nora. Nora. I don't know. Nwora. Nora, whatever. Led the team in points with 28. The fact that I can't even pronounce his damn name is the reason why they lost 153.
I feel like it's 2 episodes in a row we butchered somebody's name throughout the episode.
It was Dinwiddie.
Last week.
Hey, but listen, I really thought I was saying it right. I said it last week. This one, I had no idea what it is. I don't know what the pronunciation is. Nwora, I don't know. But 28 points.
L.A. Noir,
whatever. And we can't even pronounce, when I can't pronounce your name, that's why you lose. And Covington led the Clippers with 43 points. Okay, you didn't have George, you didn't have Freak, you didn't have Middleton. There's a bunch of reserves out there. Now, Milwaukee decided, you know what? We're only playing offense. We're not to guard anybody, like a shoot around. That's what happens. So, but I don't take too much stock in it.
All right.
Because Milwaukee's best players weren't playing.
Take back what I said then. It really was April Fool's, but it was bench against bench. Anyway.
And we know whose bench is better. And I love the fact that Clippers fans are gonna be out here touting their team, the Clippers. Like, haha, at least we made the playoffs, while the Lakers are still gonna look at them like, dude, we have like 17 championships. Shut the fuck up. So that's still a funny argument that happens every year, while the Clippers are decent. The Lakers are bad. But whatever. I digress.
Yes, that was the actual last L of the week. I sort of accidentally put in the Lakers missing the playoffs as the last L of the week, but that was the top of the show.
I think it's just so comical that we have to mention it in every topic of the week. I remind you, the Lakers didn't make the playoffs.
Wait, didn't you have the Wizard and the Mavericks, though? In the L's of the week?
Did I skip one? The Wizards made their way twice into the same... Oh, yeah.
The Wizard,
the
Wizards
Cavs.
took down the Mavericks. Oh, it was the Mavericks. It wasn't the Cavs. You wrote it down wrong.
Well, excuse me. Yes, you're right. Yeah, Dallas.
I had to do a little research there because it didn't make any sense. But the Wizards took down the Mavericks 135 to 103. It was hilarious. Because Caldwell Pope went out there, told Porzingis, Mavericks let you go. They're going to win this game for you. But that's a great Rudy thing to do when you're 34 and 43. That's beautiful. Like, the Mavericks are still going to be in the playoffs, okay? Doncic still scored 36 points, and they're a half game behind the Golden State in the 3rd seed, so it's still number 4. But, yeah. Wizards are going to be at home. It doesn't matter if Porzingis scored 24, and it didn't matter if Pope scored 35. They're still going to be sitting at home. But, hey, win one for the Gipper. So that was cool, Pope. Shout out, buddy.
That's pretty cool.
Good for TV, I guess.
Wizards got a little last laugh in there, but you can have that laugh from home in about a week. So,
and if any NBA team is going to make the L's of the week twice in the same week, it should be the Wizards. Is all I'm saying.
And the Lakers.
The Lakers. But we already talked about the Lakers.
yep.
Twice, actually.
All right, folks. We are going to kick into a break, and then when we come back, we will have some news to get into, and then what's up with that, and the Ride or Die in 25. So we'll be back in 7.5 minutes.
With the fears in my head, can't get it out of my mind. I hear what never was said. I feel the unknown with the fears in my head. They attach, they latch. I got a brand new batch. They don't lack, that's facts. No slack. Pimp tight, attached from the inside. They'll fuck up any kind of night. They'll fuck up any kind of vibe. Playing tricks with your mind. I cannot get it over.
I will show. How about this? Here's my bet. I will show up to the bar with the Juju jersey. If we win, I will give it to you, and you have to wear the Juju jersey on the show next Wednesday if the Steelers win.
But Shaq cannot take the jersey off at any point during the game.
That's fair.
fair enough.
On the whole game.
They bring 5. Smith goes sideline. It's caught by Montez, who lost the football, and it's recovered by Sweet. Inbounds with the clock running and no timeouts. And they scramble to kill it. Down to 3 and 2. They line up with 1.
Yeah, pretty freaking plain.
I'm chucking this shit. It's Del Mabry. By the way,
How can you not see that there is 1 second on the clock? This is emotional. Boy, you better spike the shit out of this, Gino. 1 second out of this shit. Oh, what? No. What do you mean, wide left? There was... No, he thought we were friends. I might full this shit up. We ain't done yet. Come on. Get off the bar.
I respect your attitude here.
We'll be quiet.
No, it's great. You're laughing and having a good time.
He's the one drinking beer. I'm drinking water.
Did you know AFR is also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts? click the first link in the description below to listen to the most recent episode of the show.
8 fans fell out of the stands as Jalen Hurts is walking into the tunnel. I will just preface this by saying all those people were just fine, no serious injuries. They were all right, but goddamn, that was funny to watch.
Fortunately, knowing how the Eagles fans are built, the last thing you should do is lean their body weight against anything.
First of all, you got to be a real diehard Eagles fan to be reaching out that far to get a high five from Jalen Hurts. Like I said, is only averaging 188 yards passing a game. Okay, I'm just saying.
Live chat here, TW1. I swear, y'all come out of fucking potholes like cockroaches. Steady Eagles haters. We aren't going to win the Super Bowl, but we might win the wild card.
What does
maybe.
What does that matter? What does that matter?
TW1, 50% of teams have a shot at winning the wild card. Maybe.
I swear to God, these Eagles fans just really be riding whatever wave they can catch. They're going to catch a rip off a puddle that would ride it.
I love how we're not even talking about the Eagles right now.
Yes,
Fuck you even find this, bro.
He's like, we're talking about the other team in Pennsylvania, people.
First question. Who is currently leading the NFL in reception yards?
I'm going with Arizona.
I'm a player. Sorry, player.
Larry. I'm going with Larry.
Larry who?
Fitzgerald.
Oh my God. No.
Currently.
He's not still in the Arizona Cardinals? Where's he at?
Cooper.
No.
Just drink.
Oh, okay.
Which current quarterback that is actively playing has thrown the most interceptions so far this season?
Heineke.
No. Okay, no. It's Mahomes and Zach Wilson. Dang it.
Really?
Yes.
Drink. You deserve that L. Do it.
Your head coach, Ron Rivera, he won a Super Bowl in the 80s as a part of what team?
Fuck it, Michigan.
No.
Wait.
NFL.
NFL, my guy. NFL.
Oh. Oakland Raiders.
That was a good guess.
That's good. It was Washington, wasn't it?
It was the Bears, actually.
Oh, the Bears. Okay.
Which current running back, has the most yards at the first initial contact?
Jesus.
45 seconds.
What was
You were wiping your forehead. Don't worry about it.
What they got to do with me and my
Henry.
Does me wiping my forehead change time?
It does, because that's like a time zone.
Who was our quarterback at Washington or Redskins? He was the first black quarterback on the Washington football team. Why are you asking me this? Oh my God. Jason Campbell.
No.
Hell no.
I want to say the first black
Get
quarterback.
out of here.
Nigga, he's black, isn't he?
He was the first black quarterback on Washington football. Or Doug Williams is just as black. Ryan knows he needs some water.
If Ryan makes you do the entirety of the show, give him a medal honor for it.
I mean, listen, hey, he thought that Fitzgerald was still playing, so.
Not just still playing, but had the most.
At an all-pro level.
Remember to follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at AFR Sports. That's it, AFR Sports. Now back to the show with your hosts Jalen, Shaquille, and Malin.
Today's top stories and breaking news.
We all may or may not have been on mute up until just now.
It's a great show,
Jalen,
y'all.
are you kidding me?
As far as the second half goes, not the whole show. I mean, just now.
I've been comical the whole first half of the show. Just pure. Lump sum of the first half. We dogged out the Lakers. Yeah, that was it.
The past like 2 minutes we were without sound.
I'm sure our audio listeners enjoy the.
Oh man,
Jalen, the man on the board, is doing a great job. All they missed was us taking our second half shot and the fact that the Clippers are whooping up on Phoenix right now. That's all we got.
Yes, we really did not start talking about really anything, so there's that. Anyway, we're going to get on with the news here. So we're going to start off with the fact that Kansas did come back to beat Carolina in the national championship game, which was the largest comeback in the national championship game's history. So, you know, none of our teams that we picked ended up winning this damn thing, but here we are. Any thoughts on Kansas? Did Kansas win this, or did Carolina just completely fall apart?
I give this to Kansas. Never really truly give it up and playing hard, so yeah.
Well said.
Just because behind don't mean nothing. You see that very often. The team just kind of stroll through and it's like, oh, lost game.
G Money says, "What are in those cigars you're smoking?"
Exactly. What is happening over there?
As Mill and
all right,
taking
so
3.5 shots throughout the show.
So Kansas beat North Carolina 72-69. It was a great game to watch. It was wild in the first half because everyone thought that North Carolina was going to be the team to come out slow because they had that really emotional win over Duke and knocking Coach K into oblivion, which, thank you, North Carolina. I'm glad we can stop talking about that. And so they really thought that they were going to be the ones coming out, you know, like slow and kind of sluggish, right? But North Carolina put it on them at the end of the first, going on the 16-0 run. Right before I think it was a minute 51 left in the first. They had a 16-point lead. And, you know, Shaq, you're right that, hey, when you're down, you're not necessarily out, but no one's come back from 16 points down before in one of these types of games. And Kansas just, they switched up their defense a little bit, did a little bit more zone. But they tired North Carolina out. They made Carolina fight so hard for the first 5 minutes of the second half. And you're talking about a team that probably thought they had it won at halftime. And there's the reason why Kansas was one of the number one seeds. Now, it's a little bit embarrassing for me because at one of the number one seeds that I had going out earliest bracket was Kansas. In fact, they were the first number one seed to fall in my bracket, so that was cool. Shaq, because he plays everything safe in life, had Kansas going to the Final Four because he picked all number ones to make it. So
bound to have it.
Cool. Glad you.
All right.
You got one of them, Shaq. Glad you were 25% right by picking all the number ones to make it.
Math.
But you know, I think this is cool for one thing. Is that beyond just the historicness of it, right? I do feel a little bit bad for Hubert Davis. You know, it's his first year as North Carolina's coach. He played for North Carolina to get to the championship game and lose the way he did. That's the type of loss that, see if that defines his career or if he's able to overcome it. Okay. But I think it's cool that COVID really popped off back in 2020. The week of the conference championships, and we never got to have the NCAA tournament that year in 2020. And the number one team in NCAA basketball that year was Kansas, for the men's. And for the women's, the number 1 team was South Carolina. I think it's kind of cool that both of those teams won the championship this year. It's almost like that redemption story of we didn't get to finish what we started back in 2020. We got to finish it this year. So I do think that was actually kind of neat. The weird thing about Kansas, though, is that no one's talking about right now, but they're still under a pretty heavy cloud of scrutiny because they have an NCAA investigation going on against them with some possible major violations coming down the chute, with some recruit violations that they've had over the last 3 to 4 years. So we'll see what comes of that. But kudos to Kansas for playing the way they did the second half of that game. It was stunning and really exciting to watch at the same time.
Yeah. The best part about this, I love a good unraveling. Anytime your own team's not on the receiving end of that unraveling, watching an unraveling is just always so good to see. And watching that one happen was just, it did not disappoint. Watching all those mistakes just keep adding up and giving the opportunities for Kansas to get back into the game. The best part about this whole thing, though, if you guys did look over at the Kansas bench as this comeback was in the works, that was the best thing, watching those kids go crazy when it was like, all right, we cut it to 10, we cut it to 8, to 5, and it was just like tie game, and they were just going bananas. That was awesome.
And North Carolina completely lost their way. Everything they did great in the first half, they didn't do in the second half. It was complete ISO ball, and they're like, dribble, just throw up a shot. Like, everything was isolation. They were not playing team ball, and they couldn't get out of their own way.
Yeah, yep.
In the second half, because Kansas was playing some pretty good suffocating defense. They were making them work, even getting past midcourt. I will say that. Yep. Kansas was playing great. But if North Carolina had just stuck to their guns and tried to play the same style that they played in the first half, instead of just starting to give away this lead, we're in desperation mode, so let's start throwing up when it's not necessarily the best look or the best shot to throw up. North Carolina cost themselves the game just as much as Kansas came back and took the game.
Yeah, because defensively, Kansas, it wasn't like they suddenly changed and were sending double teams and triple teams and just completely trapping people. It was just man-to-man, just full court press on everything, and it was a classic choke job of them just getting too caught up with the sauce, and that was that, man. Once you have somebody all caught up, it's a slippery slope that they're going to fall down.
North Carolina went into that locker room at halftime thinking they had already won.
Yep.
And then they got caught flat-footed in the second half, and they're gonna have to wear that stain. That was embarrassing on their part.
Next piece of news we have here: Bobby Wagner officially signs with the Rams. 5 years, $50 million. $20 million guaranteed, up to $65 million with his added incentives. Malin, what do you think about your old pal Bobby Wagner being a LA Ram now?
Well, a couple thoughts about this. One, I hate to see him leave. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Outside of what anyone thinks, he is the best middle linebacker since he got drafted in 2012. Middle linebacker of a decade. I don't care about Patrick Willis. I don't care about Luke Kuechly. Okay, health plays factor in how great you can be, and longevity matters. So many tackles. Even last year, he missed the last 2 games of the regular season. Still had 173 tackles. Now, Seattle's defense was also kind of terrible, so he had to tackle a lot of people. Still had 173 tackles. So that's the first thing, is that Lose Russell Wilson was one thing because I knew that Russell Wilson didn't want to be there. But to lose Bobby Wagner knowing that he's one of the all-time greats and he wants to be there kind of hurt. Second thing, though, is anyone that leaves Seattle, do they not understand there's other teams outside the NFC West? Like, what the f*** are we doing? Like, they're smart people, right? Bobby Wagner is a smart person. He knows there's other divisions and other conferences and other teams. He's played them all. There's more than just 4 teams in the NFL. I had to go through this with Richard Sherman. I'm going through it with Bobby Wagner, who's now going to be a member of the Rams. That's cute. Whatever. It's actually disgusting, and I'm going to want to throw up when I see it 2 times a year. But I will say this. A lot of people keep saying, how do the Rams keep signing all of these people? They are playing with fire, the Rams are. They are going all in. And they're, getting rid of all their draft picks. They're signing all these players. They're deferring a ton of money, backloading a ton of these contracts. Aaron Donald's is backloaded. Ramsey's is backloaded. Now Bobby Wagner's is backloaded. Stafford's is backloaded. All these contracts, right? In 3 to 4 years, Sean McVay is going to retire as a head coach because there's already whispers he's going to do it. He's going to be the next John Gruden. The only difference is he's probably going to have 1 or 2 more Super Bowls on his belt because of the way they're playing with the salary cap. But the moment that Sean McVay leaves and Aaron Donald leaves and Stafford gets too old, you're not going to hear about the Rams for 4 to 5 years. They're going to be putting together like rookie squads. And it's going to be really kind of interesting to see if the Rams can do what they're doing now and stay relevant after the fact. Because if they can stay relevant after the fact, if they can spend all this money now, right, and backload all this stuff, they can still draft well and stay relevant, then it really kind of flies in the face of all these other NFL teams, my Seahawks included, your Patriots included, Jalen. Jack, yeah, you're a Steelers fan. Damn near forgot about it.
Hateful.
Flies in the face of it flies in the face of, oh well, you have to make tough business decisions and you can't pay everybody, right? The Rams are paying everybody, and it'll be interesting to see if they fall off the face of the earth for 4 years after this, or if they're still able to stay relevant. If they're still able to stay relevant, then no team can fall back on that. Oh well, we had to make hard decisions with the salary cap, and we had to let go of good players, and we had to let certain people walk. Rams are definitely doing it different right now.
Yeah.
And what the hell were you guys laughing about the entire time that I was talking and not listening to a fucking thing I said?
Would have to be our GOAT chat here. Shout out to our main man Nestor for coming through. He says, "Go Dolphins, Super Bowl bound. Dolphins over the Rams."
Okay, well,
Nestor.
Man, find times to travel the world and still hype up his Dolphins.
Say no to drugs. Okay, let's go back to Nancy Reagan in the 80s. Say no to drugs. Okay. Like, it's one thing to have a hot take, and there's another thing to have a hot take because your blunt is hot. Okay, so let's calm down. That right now with the Dolphins going to the Super Bowl. Jesus Lord.
G Money also says a lot of those tackles were 3 to 4 yards past the line of scrimmage. Bobby's contract really only pays him $6.5 million this year, and really only gives him $10 million in guarantees. He probably won't be with the Rams after next season. Yeah, on a bit more serious note, like you said, Malin, like what the Rams are doing right now, just keep kicking the money down the road. We'll just pay him next year. It's like this is going to catch up to you guys. So, like, you do realize that you got your Super Bowl ring out of it. Can't really see this being maintained in the long term.
They are the Saints right now with Jameis Winston. That's what they are.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to be. And he's right. You know, like, listen, Bobby Wagner had 173 tackles. He missed 22 tackles last year, which is the most in his NFL career. Okay. He only had 1 tackle for loss last year, which was definitely a career low. He's not as great as he used to be. I think he's still going to be pretty formidable. But like G Money said, like, he's only going to play there 1 or 2 years. Like, he's going to get his $20 million guaranteed. Going to make some money. But the Rams are going to be paying for this contract 5 years.
Yep.
Like, that salary cap is going to become a bitch some point for them.
But yes, they still will be lethal for the next 2-3 years, though, for any and everybody having
We'll
to play
see.
against them.
I maybe 2 years max.
I
At
just
least
don't.
to me. Unless they somehow, some way, just make something happen. I give them 2 years.
The only thing that even makes me give him 2 years and maybe 1 year, you already have Aaron Donald and Sean McVay rumors about them leaving.
Right.
If you're not 100% committed, are you really going to be in a position to reduplicate what you did? And I know they got Allen Robinson, but Allen Robinson is not OBJ.
Right.
Even though they're playing, you know, Cap, Juju, Jenga, whatever the fuck game they're playing with the Cap right now. Monopoly, I don't know what it is. Maybe they got hotels on Boardwalk. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. But I still don't think they can re-sign OBJ at this point. And so you're going to be rolling out there Cooper Kupp, Allen Robertson. Akers will be healthy at running back, but the defense will be a year older. And like I said, you just got to question a little bit. Aaron Donald was already contemplating retirement.
Yeah.
How committed is he? And when you win a Super Bowl, everyone sees it. Outside the Patriots, it's hard to repeat over the last 20 years. It doesn't matter. The Bucks here brought everybody, because that's what everyone's saying. Oh, well, the Rams are bringing damn near everybody back. Well, the Bucks brought everybody back, and what happened? So it is hard. People start feeling themselves. They want that money. They feel comfortable. They think they're unbeatable. It'll be interesting. I still think they're probably the best in the conference. But who knows what'll happen. I'm just going to keep wearing my gas station Seahawks hat and saying go Hawks and go 12s. And fuck all the haters.
Next up on the news, more NFL moves here. Stephon Diggs re-signed with the Bills to extend 4 more years, $104 million, 70 of those millions guaranteed. Damn it. Did not want to see him stay in Buffalo, but it seemed pretty likely that he would stay there. I'll just go real quick on this. I just hate to see it. Like, him and Josh Allen are such a great fit, and him staying in our division for, whatever it may, 2, 3, 4 more years. Didn't really want to see that happen, and I'm not looking forward to it. So, but congrats to him for getting paid again. So. Yeah.
I first saw him staying, like you just said, the connection that he has between him and Allen. Just for that would keep him there, and you still get a good, decent penny staying there. So why not for the extra couple of years?
I do think that he will stay for the whole 4 years. Mainly because of the $70 million guaranteed. The reason why I say that is because, one, you're not going to unload that contract. And you're not just going to outright release him after 2 years when he's still going to technically be in his prime and eat all that dead cap money. You might as well get some play out of him. So I do think he will stay the whole 4 years. I wonder what it's going to do to Buffalo's salary cap, paying $26 million a year, a wide receiver, and you're going to be paying Josh Allen. What's going to be left for everybody else?
Right.
I will say that. But they do have a really great connection. But Stephon Diggs, he can't do it on his own. That's my one thing about Stephon Diggs. He's not a playmaker like someone that was like a Randy Moss or even a Jamar Chase or Jefferson or Larry Fitzgerald or, Terrell, all these people. I'm probably forgetting about a bunch of the greats. He needs somebody in the slot. Someone like an Adam Thielen, someone like a Cole Beasley to take pressure off of him so he can't keep getting double teamed and have the high safety over his head. He's not that guy. So they're going to have to be able to have at least one other talented receiver, even another one that can take some pressure off. Because there were a lot of games that I was watching during the red zone with Buffalo where Diggs was non-existent for 2-3 quarters of the game.
Yeah.
Because of the double, triple team they were doing them, the safeties going over high on him and not letting him get the deep ball. And, for whatever reason, Josh Allen does not look his way inside the red zone, like 15 yards into the end zone. He doesn't seem to look his way a lot. He's more of a big play receiver, and he's going to need some help with other receivers to take some pressure off him. But hey, listen, man, kudos to him. Wide receivers getting $70 million, 104 guaranteed, $26 million a year. If these GMs could just stop fucking with my Seahawks, though, stop making it like really hard for us to keep our best players. We already shipped off Russell Wilson because we don't want to pay $51 million for a quarterback. Now I got DK Metcalf over here that's going to get fucking paid next year because of all these contracts. And I will say this, that Seattle is committed to paying him. They're going to pay him next year because they turned down multiple first-round picks in the number 10 pick in the NFL draft from the Jets. Jets could have gotten, the Seahawks could have gotten their number 1 pick they sent for Jamal Adams. They could have gotten it back. Okay? But they turned down a trade with the Jets for DK Metcalf.
Thank
so
God.
so they turned down multiple number 1s. They're not going to trade them because they're not going to get as good of a trade partner as the Jets. Because you want to talk about a team where you're guaranteed to get multiple 1s and they're going to be good multiple 1s because the Jets are still always going to be terrible. If they're going to turn down the Jets, they're keeping DK Metcalf. So we're going to pay him. Goddamn it, all these other GMs paying all this fucking money. It's just going to eat up more of my salary cap for my Hawks. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, this was such a wide receiver friendly offseason. I could see why Diggs decided to probably wait a little while before inking anything because you saw Devontae Adams get his money. You saw Tyreek Hill get his money. So now he's like, okay, now I can come to the table and set what the going rate is now. So, good on him. But like you said, DK sticking with Seattle and not going to the Jets. Thank God that didn't happen. Thank God that didn't happen for him because, Jesus, who the hell wants to go there? But also, we do not need Metcalf, Diggs, Hill all in the AFC East. Please,
shut up.
We don't want that. It's not necessary.
No, we want that. We want the Patriots not to be good.
No,
Shaq
we
and I
don't need
do.
that.
You've had 20-some years of being great. All I'm saying
y'all be all right.
is that my Seahawks are about to pay $28 million a year for number 1 receiver with either Drew locked on the football to him or a rookie QB. So this money, that's great. I feel really great about it. I'm really confident about what's going on in Seattle. I wish that Pete Carroll was more passionate about building a great team again as he was chastising owners on minority hirings and coachings. I wonder how that got leaked out.
Shout out to Pete. Next up, last on the news, speaking of AFC East receivers, Devontae Parker traded to my New England Patriots. Glad to have him. Apparently, he wanted to be a part of the Patriots. I guess the dude just wants a better shot at winning, and obviously being number 3 behind Waddle and Hill was maybe not going to be the case for him in Miami. I could see why he didn't want to stay there. I kind of want to put a little bit of more focus on Miami. I feel like that was the whole draw of the Dolphins. Hey, they get Hill, they have Waddle, they have Parker. They had such a great group of weapons there, and then
Is
lose
Bees
one
a
of
good
them.
tight end?
Right? Yeah. Losing one of them now, it's like, all right. I mean, I guess the Dolphins are. It's not as compelling now without him. But I'm so happy to have him. Like, finally, we get a stud receiver. I think Devontae Parker is great. And the fact that we didn't have to give up, a whole boatload to go get him. Of course, we wouldn't give him a whole boatload anyway to go get anybody. But I mean, hey, good to have a solid receiver for MJ10. I'm happy. Let's go to Devontae Parker. Finally did something in this offseason. So,
Wait. Okay. First of all, two things real quick before you go, Shaq. Okay, I'll let you go. Did you just what was that nickname you just gave Jones? What was that?
it's not my nickname. That is his brand, MJ10.
What is it with Patriots fans doing initials and numbers? JE11, TB12, AJ12. Like, what the? You guys are so goddamn unoriginal. Like, what are we doing?
Just following in the
over there?
footsteps.
And the second thing is, how do you? Okay, you wrote that in the notes that Parker wanted to be a Patriot. Like, when did he come out and say he wanted to be a Patriot? Was it after he got traded?
Yeah, we didn't find that out until afterwards, right?
Okay, yeah, after the trade. Yeah, okay. So what else is he gonna say? Like, he's going from one Alabama quarterback to another? Like, what do you think he's gonna say? Like, well, shit. I guess I'm a Patriot now. No, of course he's gonna say that's where he wanted to go.
Was a little odd. I
What are
mean, it's not really somewhere you hear a lot of players being like, man, I just want to go there.
Yeah, because Devontae Parker's over there like, you know what? Don't trade me to the Chiefs so that Patrick Mahomes is throwing me the ball. Trade me to the Patriots. Give me another Alabama quarterback. That's what he wants. That's like, fuck Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers. I don't want to live in Tampa with the great weather and have Tom Brady throwing me the ball. I want to go to the Patriots. What else was he gonna say?
Yeah. I mean,
All right, chat go then.
Like I said, great move that y'all made, but at the same time, do I want to see the Patriots do also great and wonderful? Not really, but yeah.
everything's fine. Continue.
That is my
No,
meditation.
I will say this. I hate that Bill Belichick puts me in this position. Actually, I hate that Tom Brady puts me in this position.
Tom Brady.
But I actually want New England to do well in the AFC. Do. Because there's this whole Belichick versus Brady, right? Who's the greatest? Who's more responsible for the Super Bowl wins? And right now, Brady has the upper hand. Patriots made Tom Brady. There was a reason why he was 199th pick. Okay? There was a reason why he wasn't the only starter, okay, at Michigan. There's a reason for that. Like, he has everything that he has because of what he did with the Patriots, and they helped make him who he was. Now, the competitive drive, all him, 100%. But the Patriot way made Tom Brady. And one of the reasons why Tom Brady retired and then came back is because he was sick of the loosey-goosey Tampa Bay. There wasn't the accountability, and he wanted more of the Patriot way in Tampa Bay. So I will say that. I do want New England to do well and stick it to people. Okay? I would love for them to win the East. Just so that you put a little bit more respect on Bill Belichick's name. Okay, I do think that needs to happen. Now, the fact that the Patriots were able to get Devontae Parker, who, in my opinion, is a top 10 wide receiver in the league, they got a fifth and Parker, and all they had to give up was a third. And Miami traded him within the division. What what blackmail? Like, what does Bill Belichick have on Miami and Ross and that organization? And he's like, listen, you already saw what I did to the Giants. Some text messages. Maybe fuck y'all up too. Y'all already in some heat. Okay? That's just wild to me.
A third rounder
Parker,
next year too. It's not even a 2022 third rounder.
And they about a fifth in return.
Right.
You get a top 10 wide receiver and a 5th round pick for a third. I'm like, what are we doing? Now, I will say this. I do think that Devontae Parker is perfect at offense in New England. Okay? He's not a big speedster. He's not a great outside person. He's going to do the dirty work in the middle.
Yep.
And listen, Jones can't really throw the deep ball that well right now anyways, but he can grow into that. He's really good at those slants. He's really good. He can even make the outside hitch inside 10, 15 yards. I do think Devontae Parker is going to be great in that offense. I think it's a steal for the Patriots. And I still think that Miami could be good. I do think they can. I mean, they signed the best left tackle in the league. Still got Tyreek Hill. They still got Waddle. They still got Briscoe at tight end. I still think that offense can be good, but you got a rookie head coach. You still got Tua. I don't know what happened to him since the national championship game a few years ago when he stunned Georgia. Has not been the same type of quarterback that he was, and I'm a little bit perplexed that Miami still is hitching their wagon to it because I don't think he's necessarily earned it. There's plenty of other quarterbacks that have come into the league, and they don't need 1, 2, 3 year learning curve. So I still think that Miami's gonna, with all the money they're spending, they're still gonna come up third in the division. Still gonna be third. So.
Well, I sure hope so. All right, folks, we are going to move into the next segment, and that is What's Up With That. This is where we air out our grievances with what's been going on in the sports world in the past week. Shaq, I'm curious to hear what yours is this week. You gave us a little taste of it in the break.
My insight was the Heat. I still feel like with us finishing like first place right now, people are still very judgmental and sketch on our team. Let's recall to last episode where you yourself was like, watch y'all fall to like third or fourth place. We went on a brief losing streak, and this episode we still talked about my team being kind of.
Say I did not predict that. I was just saying I was hoping for that.
Okay, like I said, there's still a little bit of if and judge on my team and how good of a team we are. And I would like to say, I need all I hate to go away and just give the team the respect of where they are at and appreciate that we're still a well-rounded team. Look, give us respect. We don't have stacked with big superstars and everything like that. Even with the other competitors that still fall in the top like 3-4 in the teams in our division here, give my team the respect that they need. Hardworking. Team Butler here. Look, we laugh, we judge. I can see y'all facial expressions and the hate going on, but I'd like to say the Heat has very well deserved in where they're at now.
Go ahead, Malin.
I'm sorry. I missed a lot of what Shaq said because he was reenacting the solar eclipse with his head hitting
all
him
right.
right in the back again.
You were just taking it all in.
I was taking it all in. I was like, I'm a man. Like, I love space. Wish I could go to space. This man just NASA shit all over the place with that big ass goddamn moon head of his. But anyways, so no, the Heat, man. Okay, first of all, we're talking about a man that's not even from Miami, just loves the Heat because they were good. I'm not gonna call you a bandwagon fan because I know that hurts your feelings. I'm not gonna call you a bandwagon fan. I'm just gonna say it's suspect. And you do have Jimmy Butler on your squad, and it's saying something that Jimmy Butler is an all-star in this league. He's one of the greats. He's very hardworking. Not even the best player on the team. Euro, whatever the hell you want to call him. He's the best player on the team.
I like Euro.
I know it's Hero, but
No, we can call him Euro. We can call him Euro.
Disrespect immediately.
No. So, yeah, you know what? Yes, you're number one. We get it. Woo! Give him a pat on the back, Jalen. Just pat him on the back. Pat him on the back.
I would like to say if it was
He was number one.
I would like to say if this
Yeah,
was
the-
Boston, y'all been like talking the most amount of shit.
I'm not talking about Boston right now.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, the last time that one of your teams was number one was Steelers and went 11-0. And what did they do after that? So keep propping them up. Keep doing all that work. Love it. Again, the man's not even from Pittsburgh, but he's a Steelers fan. Jesus Christ. So his two team, not even from cities where he's never even had a residence in any of those. I'm not gonna say it's bandwagon. I'm not gonna say that. I'm just saying suspect a little bit. But yeah, what's up with that? That the Heat are they?
All right.
I would like.
No, seriously, no. Hold on, we're talking about an East. We're talking about an East where Chicago, Toronto, and Charlotte are all probably making the playoffs. The Nets, 42-38, and they're gonna make the playoffs. Like, okay, so it's the East. Let's calm down, okay? Put your panties in the freezer, put them on ice a little bit. All right, let's settle down. Let's not get too hot. All right. Jesus Lord.
There's a
damn Jeffrey Dahmer jerseys.
It's a very high chance that one of our teams is playing Brooklyn in the first round, depending on how the play-in turns out. I would very much like to see if the Shaq's Heat came up against the Nets.
Yes, because y'all know y'all don't want to play the Nets in the first one.
We played them last year. However, there was some injury stuff going on. So
I'm just saying. Listen, if the Heat play Brooklyn in the first round and y'all get bounced out in the first round, don't even show up to that show, Shaq. Like, call in sick. Because it's gonna be a roast fest. I'm gonna put your ass over a fire and just roast you. I'm gonna stick an apple in your mouth, just roast the shit out of you for the whole show. But don't get bounced in the first round. You over here talking all this smack. So what's up with that?
I would like to say if y'all get bounced in the first round,
we'll see what happens. We will see what happens.
I'm just saying, I said this is the fuck around and find out season. So go ahead, let it happen. Talk it now, and then get bounced in the first round and come back. I got a fire pit. Jimmy this shit up.
Malin, what's up with that this week?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Okay. Mine is part of, why are we still talking about the Brooklyn Nets? Like they're the number one seed in the East.
You know who is?
What is it? Yeah, we know who it is. Shut up for 2 seconds. Give me one more
listening to you for the
there.
last 5 minutes.
Yeah. Why do we keep talking about this team like they're great? They have a worse winning percentage with Kyrie Irving playing than when he doesn't play. Like, the worst thing that could happen to Brooklyn is the fact that New York is letting them play at home now. Like, this is ridiculous.
Preach.
They're not good. Kyrie Irving is a cancer at every team he plays for. There's a reason why Cavaliers only won one title with LeBron James and Kyrie Irving playing together. It's because Kyrie Irving is a cancer. I'm saying it right now.
Preach.
The man believes the earth is flat, people. The man has been on planes. He flies everywhere he goes, and he still thinks the earth is flat. So we're probably talking about a person that eats cereal with a straw, okay? So we're just saying it. That's what's happening. So, I don't know. I'm a little bit frustrated over the fact that a team that's only 4 games over 500, we're talking like they're destined to make it to the NBA Finals. The fact that they were on ESPN, I couldn't watch my Boston Celtics whoop up on Chicago Bulls night. That's right, Shaq, because we're actually playing real teams before the end of the season.
Thank you.
Beating down on the Boston Celtics. Why do we have to keep talking about the Brooklyn Nets? And for that matter, why they gotta have so many jerseys? Tonight they wore their white jerseys for only the second time all year. They've played 79 games and they've worn white jerseys for the second time. They're not the Lakers. They don't have 70 championships. Shut the fuck up. I hate the Nets. God damn it. I'm angry. So, Kevin Durant, fix your hair. Kyrie, the earth is round. Fuck it. Let's go.
This show list be disrespectful, whether it's to the viewers or to the other hosts. This show just lives to be.
I know, it is disrespectful. Kevin Durant, you're a multi-millionaire. Fix your damn hair. And Kyrie Irving, you were a cancer to our Boston Celtics, and you just left us. Thanks for that. And now here you come. You won't get vaccinated. You play half the games.
They're worse when you play half the games.
Yeah, now that you're a full-time employee of the Nets, they're worse off at that.
I don't know. Like the four best players in the NBA are under 30. Yet the NBA has made billions of dollars based on having individual players be the face of the league. But instead of showcasing the actual best players in the league right now, they keep showcasing LeBron James. They keep showcasing Durant, like they're actually the best players, and they're not. But at least LeBron James uses millions of dollars and fixes his hair, and he doesn't have to wear a headband anymore.
Yeah.
What is Durant doing? Jesus Lord, he's got a bald spot in the back of his head, like almost damn near the size of Shaq's forehead. Like, it is getting.
Hey, whoa.
Getting to that point, people. And I like how that's the forehead joke that I say that makes Jalen finally say whoa after almost 2 years.
I'm sorry, it's not the circumference of my head does not work well for hats. Unlike you, Mel, I can't be a hat person. Can't be a hat person.
The circumference of your head is damn near throwing the earth off its axis, okay? So let's calm down.
Totally shocked. You got a watermelon? Just go ahead and size it around that, and we'll be all right for my hat.
You could damn near blame, climate change on Shaq's forehead. Like, the earth is spinning, the different rotation Shaq's live, and that's why the sea level's rising.
All right. Shaq's head in global warming is that's a hot take right there. What's up with that this week? Why are we talking about Tiger Woods entering the Masters this weekend as we watch this man literally limp around trying to get into the, no pun intended, the swing of things for this weekend? What the hell? Here we are, a little over a year removed from him crashing his car at full speed, and now him trying to make another comeback. I really don't. Are any of us taking Tiger Woods seriously this weekend?
Oh
no.
First of all, no. Okay, let's not. Okay, you're just being downright disrespectful. First of all,
I'm the disrespectful one.
He flew his car off a cliff, okay? Yeah. And he had multiple compound fractures. All right, now, the fact that he's making a comeback in the Masters. Okay. First of all, do any of you two actually watch golf? Do you watch it?
Not enough. No.
Not enough. Okay, so the Masters is the only major championship that is played at the same golf course every single year, and it's also one of the shortest golf courses. Okay, Tiger Woods has won it 5 times. He's 1 away from the record of Jack Nicklaus at 6. Okay, so if there's a golf course that Tiger Woods knows and would feel comfortable at a major competing in, it's going to be this one. And Tiger Woods is built different. He's not ever going to enter a tournament that he does not think wholeheartedly he could win. Now, I'm not saying he's going to win. I can tell you he's going to make the cut. Okay? Mm-hmm. But he was golfing with Fred Couples. He was doing some practice rounds. Fred Couples is out there saying who won the Masters back in 92. He damn near won it at 55 years old. He came in, he was leading the Masters 6 years ago at like 51 years old. He's been playing some practice rounds, and he's like, listen, Tiger looks like the same Tiger that won it the last time he did it. So I don't necessarily know that he's going to win. I can guarantee you one thing, that Tiger Woods is not going to go out there and make himself a laughing stock during this. He's going to make the cut. I'll say that. Book it. And if he's in contention, it's only good for golf. It's only good for golf.
Yeah, it definitely makes it more interesting this weekend, because you'll have people like me who are mainly watching just to see, all right, what are you gonna do out here? Let's just see. But who do you think will end up winning this weekend?
I don't know who's going to win. Dustin Johnson is usually one that I like in majors, but the Masters is a shorter course. So, and he's more of a long bomber. So you kind of take the drive out of it a little bit. You got to be really great at the short game. I would love for someone like Jordan Spieth, who hasn't won it since 2015, to come in and win it this year. But if you're talking about somebody that can play the short game, man, like who I want to win, I want to see Tiger on Sunday in contention. That's all I want. I want him to be in contention. I would love for Spieth to win it because I love Spieth. I love his game. He's been a little bit of a slump for the last few years because there's a lot of great golfers. Like right now, Tiger Woods is the 934th ranked golfer, the USGA, okay? Because he hasn't played for a year and a half. But all of them, Roy McIlroy, Dustin Johnson, Zach Johnson, Jordan Spieth, all these guys, DeChambeau that, you know, bulked up like a damn linebacker and can smack the ball 340 yards. No, they all succumb to the pressure of trying to live up to Tiger Woods. So the talent in golf is better than it's ever been because of what Tiger did. He's probably, in my mind, probably in the top 5 greatest athletes of all time for doing what he did, the level of dominance that he had in the game of golf. I would love for him to be able to come back and be competitive. And if he's going to be competitive in another major, the next 5 years is going to be the Masters because, like I said, it's the same course. And it's a course they had to reinvent because of the way he dominated that course back in the late 90s. So he knows that course better than anybody. So I'm hoping he's in contention, but I would really love Spieth to win it. I don't know that he will. Would love for him to.
Yeah, you know, in a perfect world, this may sound kind of sacrilegious because I was just talking all that shit about Tiger Woods, but I think it would be really cool to see a race at the end between Spieth and Woods. That would be highly entertaining. I would like to see Jordan Spieth win just because his heyday has been kind of gone for a little while. Wouldn't surprise me at all, though, if Duke Johnson ends up winning this whole damn thing. But if, you know, McIlroy's in there, that wouldn't surprise me either. But I'm rooting to see Jordan Spieth come back out on top. I think that would be great. And this marks the first time that golf has probably ever been mentioned on this show. So there you go, America. Something new every week.
Which is a travesty. But the betting line for the Masters is John Rahm. John Rahm is the current betting favorite to win it. He does have he has great iron play. Like I said, you don't have to be great off the tee. You just have to have great iron and wedge play. And like I said, the greens are what they are at Augusta. John Rahm is the odds-on favorite to win it. I'm sentimental towards Spieth, but God, I really want Tiger to be competitive.
Should be interesting. Should be interesting this weekend. Shaq, any takes on the golf?
Not really, because I don't watch golf heavy like that. I would like to say the main reason I did watch golf in the past was because of Tiger Woods. So as I talk shit, is the same reason that I feel like a lot of people probably did watch golf in the past. It was Tiger Woods. So that's just where I stand.
He's the reason why I play golf. And it would behoove me, because I play PXG clubs, so I should put it out there that Zach Johnson, who is PXG clubs, he's number 4 on odds-on favorite to win it. So go PXG people out there, Zach Johnson, do your thing. But no, Tiger Woods is the reason why I got into golf. He changed it from it being a rich person sport, and everyday people wanted to play it because they wanted to be Tiger Woods, and he was more dominant over a 10-year span than damn near any other athlete in a 10-year span, outside of probably someone like a Michael Jordan. So it is remarkable the things that he keeps being able to come back from, and I would love another Tiger redemption story. And I would like to say he is another person that needs to fix his hair because he's balding just like Kevin Durant. Like, they got all this money. If I had their money, I wouldn't be bald. I'm just saying. I wouldn't be bald. I don't understand it.
If you have not seen his the 2-part documentary Tiger Woods on HBO Max, people go check that out. It is definitely worth your time. To, I don't know, 4 hours total. It might be fantastic. Interesting to see his story from the start to where it is now. G Money in the chat says Colin Morikawa is my pick to win the Masters. He's great with the irons and has been good on the greens as of late.
He's number 3. He's great too. And you want to talk about the short game, man? Again, with the Masters, it's a shorter course. You want to talk about that short game?
Yeah.
You need it. And you want to know what's really embarrassing is that I was watching Tiger Woods practice round. That's how much I love Tiger Woods. I was watching him practice golf today. This man has had 5 back surgeries, multiple compound fractures, dislocated ankle on his right leg. He's sitting there at the 11th green. He's chipping. And he's picking his spot every single time he hits the ball on which portion of the green it wants to hit. And I'm like, it's insane how he can hit the golf ball the way that he hit it. So the everyday hacker like me, if I'm at that, I'm just hoping I landed on the big ass 100-foot green. But he's able to pinpoint exactly where he wants to do it and anticipating where the golf ball is going to roll. Like, I don't know. It's just insane. That man has gone through so much physical turmoil.
Yeah.
Outside of marital turmoil, we all know the personal life. But physical. He's gone through more physically.
Yeah.
Than anybody else. And I think Fred Couple said it best before we move on, because you got me talking about Tiger Woods, Jalen. I'm sorry. Fred Couple said it himself. He said, 90% of golfers that have a lifetime with the Masters, because if you win it once, you're always invited back. Even if they have injuries and ailments, they're going to go play the Masters because they want to go out there and play the Masters. But he said that Tiger Woods is different. Tiger Woods is not like everybody else. He's not going to go out there and play with injuries or anything else just to play it. If he's going to play to win. He has that mentality that every time he steps on the golf course, he's playing to win. So in the Masters, Augusta, beautiful course. It's his course. So we'll see what happens.
Looking forward to it. I will be watching this weekend to see hopefully some drama unfold. Now, let's move into our last segment of the week, the Ride or Die in 25. So just to update everybody on where we are at. This is the segment where we give our NBA predictions, betting predictions for the next coming week. So Malin is still leading the pack at 60-35. He was 4-1 last week. He sits at plus 25.
Damn right.
I was 3-2 last week. Not the hottest week. 76-60 plus 16. And then Shaq was also 4-1 with Malin. He is 67-69 minus 2. Shaq coming up close to that 500 mark again. Shaq, any comments?
I try my best. Try my best.
I would just like to say that Shaq piggybacked on all my picks last week. And
you guys were
you failed to mention. We were in agreement on every damn pick last week. That's how we both went 4-1. But somebody is 13-2 over the last 3 weeks.
Right.
And that somebody is wearing the gas station Seahawks hat. So that's yours truly. That's me.
It was right after you were finished complaining about the NBA picks, and then you went on this hot streak. So
I'm still complaining about him. This still fucked me up. I don't understand most of these picks. During the playoffs, I'm going to be even better. So watch out, people. You got this.
About to get real interesting here. All right, first game we have here. Now, this week it's going to be kind of wacky because we're going to have some teams resting, and then some teams are probably going all out to keep their play-in hopes alive. So we're going to start with the Spurs at the Timberwolves. This is tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Shaq, who do you have winning this one?
I hate how y'all start off with me on this process, but
just gonna rotate it around.
All right. I must say, let's go Timberwolves on this one. I'm gonna pick Timberwolves to win this game.
All right.
Trying to jump through these hoops and get what I can out of these picks.
Malin.
I love the weeks that you start off with Shaq. We got 5 picks, so that means he's gonna pick one more than the rest of us. So I like it. Okay, so. Anyone else remember the San Antonio Spurs? Tim Duncan retired. I didn't. I didn't even know that.
Lost memory of that.
It's been a while. I know it breaks, Skip Bayless's heart. As much as he's celebrating the Lakers not being in the playoffs right now, he's crying in a pillow for the fact that the Spurs are not great and Kawhi Leonard left. But anyways, so San Antonio and Minnesota. All right. All the money is on Minnesota, 69%. Now, I'm not 100% sure if Karl-Anthony Towns is going to be playing, but he's been playing lights out. Like you said, they might be some people. But I think that Minnesota's B squad is better than San Antonio's A+ squad. So I'm taking Minnesota on this one.
Yeah, I did originally want to take San Antonio here. But I just can't see Minnesota losing, especially since they're at home. Minnesota is pretty much good where they're at right now. San Antonio is, they'll be in the play-in regardless. So I don't see San Antonio is going to come out here and play their hearts out because they need this to survive or something. Because we all know the Lakers ain't going to creep up on them. So yeah, I think Minnesota should handle their business at home, and that will be that. So there's one game where the three of us are all in agreement on.
And you can't say I piggybacked off anybody because I picked first. Nope.
Well said.
But you knew what I was going to pick.
All right. All right.
That was the easiest damn game in a Ride or Die in 5. You knew what I was going to say, Shaq.
Also tomorrow night, we have Boston at Milwaukee. Malin, who do you think wins this one?
Man, I'm taking Boston. I'll give a damn about who rests who. I know that the Greek Freak is still day-to-day with a knee. I don't think they're going to play him. And I don't think Middleton's going to play either. So if Middleton and the Greek Freak aren't playing, I'll go ahead and take Boston in this one. Even though, Milwaukee lost to the Clippers with their B team. I like Boston's B team better than Boston.
Yeah, I have nothing else to say on that. Same exact reasoning there. Celtics should win this one. I don't see Middleton or the Greek Freak playing, so give me the Celtics. Shaq?
I'm also going to pick the Celtics to win this game.
All right.
It's hard to pick against them in this wonderful series, seeing as people are going to be rested and making sure they're good for our playoffs. So
next one we have here, the Hornets at the Bulls. Another situation here where the playoff team squaring up against a play-in team. Folks, we mentioned the Hornets in the L's of the week here, so I'm going to say even if the Hornets try their hardest, I feel like the Bulls will still end up winning this one at home on Friday. There's not much room for change in the playoff or play-in picture here for the Hornets. So, yeah, give me the Bulls to win this one at home. Shaq.
I say Bulls no matter what circumstances come into play, really. So I'm going to say Bulls to win this game.
Malin?
Calling this the thrashing game. Both teams have gotten thrashed. The Hornets just got thrashed by the Sixers and the Heat. Got their anatomy rearranged on the insides there from that thrashing they got. And Boston just thrashed the Bulls. Hardcore. Disrespectful what they just did to them.
Yep.
So, yeah. So both teams have just got thrashed in by the insides there. Interesting choice of words, I'm sure. Shaq, I love it. But I'm going with Chicago on this one. I think Chicago is going to do a little bit more thrashing. Charlotte's going to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see Chicago out thrashing Charlotte in this one. I'm a little concerned that we're so far no differences 3 games in, but all right, here we go.
Just jump on my back. I'll take you home, baby. Let's go.
Next game.
13-2, baby.
Now, these next couple might be doozies here. So we have the Celtics at the Grizzlies on Sunday night at 7 o'clock. Shaq, who wins this one? Now, be careful here, Shaq.
I see what you're trying to do here, but I'm going to pick the Celtics to win this game and take this home.
Yeah.
All right.
Jack is trying to do some reverse psychology.
Yes, he's trying to see 5 steps ahead.
One. He is. Well, I mean, 5 steps is a little much. The man might be able to go to the moon with that forehead, but let's not give him too much credit. 5 steps ahead. The man is not even 500 on his picks. Let's calm down a second.
Look, barely.
I mean, barely is one thing, but somebody's late to the game on the picks and up 25. So let's. I don't know. I'm going with Boston on this one. I don't even know if you wanted to go to me next or you wanted to go next, Jalen, but I'm going to go ahead and say Boston. Listen, I still think Memphis is going to be resting Ja Morant. He's not going to be playing. And if the Heat fuck around and find out, lose to a couple people that they shouldn't lose to, could be a little bit of a heated race. So the last game of the year, I think Boston's going to come in strong. Last game of the season, I think Boston wins this game. No, they're probably going to be resting everybody too. They might put Kevin McHale in that game, and they're still probably going to win. Let's do it. Let's go. City, baby.
Kevin McHale, Danny Ainge will lace up too and come out and put some work in.
Bill Walton, Robert Parrish, Eric Berg going to be good for 1-3. Go.
Yeah, we're still on an agreement here. I'm assuming, the Grizzlies probably getting some rest. We've been extremely hot right now. I just feel like the Grizzlies are going to outrest the Celtics, and the Celtics will end up winning this game. So once again, we are all in agreement on that one. So last one here. The Warriors at the Pelicans, Sunday night, 9:30. Malin, who do you have winning this one?
Okay. This is one of those games where I actually don't even really care if I lose because I can't vote for a team named the Pelicans. I think it's disrespectful to all nicknames in any professional sport that you name yourself after a Pelican. That's not aggressive. It's not intimidating at all. It's disrespectful and stupid. Golden State, they lost 4. They won their last 2. I know they're still going to be resting everybody. I know Curry ain't still playing. But I mean, New Orleans, I don't know. I think they're taking the bench players from North Carolina and Kansas to play this game. So I'm going to go Golden State on this one.
I'm actually going to go with the Pelicans in this game because I do see Golden State resting just about everybody. But the Pelicans could kind of jockey with the Spurs, so they, in this situation, are the only team with something to actually lose here. So I'm going to say that the Pelicans play just a little harder in order to stay up.
We did just establish that we didn't even realize the Spurs were still a team, right? Like we did do that. You're referencing them. North Carolina's backups and Kansas backups could beat the New Orleans Pelicans in a basketball game right now.
I will say the Pelicans did beat the Lakers relatively recently, so I just want to
so everybody else.
Yeah. LeBron James beat the Lakers when he put that roster together. Everybody beat the Lakers. Hasn't beat the Lakers.
Good point.
My mom could dunk on him right now. She's 5 foot 70 something pounds.
Off the backboard.
Like a motherfucker.
Off the backboard, yam it.
Yeah. My mom would look like Russell Westbrook while he was winning MVP and win that game against the Lakers right now.
Shaq, who wins this game?
Jones gonna hate me because I picked them to win. The Pelicans to win this one, purely because they're in a fight trying to do something, maybe. So
that was my dark horse.
All I'm saying is that if I can go really well undefeated in all of this.
Well, Malin, congrats going 5-0 next week. Just get
all I heard was that I'm gonna gain a game on Shaq. Because he keeps picking out the teams that I want to win because he doesn't want me to catch him. So he's fine with me losing and him losing, but he doesn't want me to actually gain on him at all because I'm close. Shaq, let me be within 5 games when NFL starts. I'm gonna pick you up in the first week. It's gonna happen.
Just go ahead. I just want to be 500 at some point there in this season.
Yeah, well, you just picked the Pelicans, so I don't really know that that's truthful.
Desperate times.
All right, gentlemen. Is there anything else you'd like to mention before we close this thing out?
I would love to mention the fact that Major League Baseball is starting tomorrow, and we didn't talk about it on the show. That's because Jalen doesn't like baseball. And he makes the agenda, people. Major League Baseball is starting tomorrow. And I would just like to say that, I'm a little bit pissed off that my Mariners, their first game was already rained out, and they're playing on Friday instead of Thursday. So
damn.
Minnesota can kiss my ass for building a new stadium and not putting a roof on it. If you're in Minnesota, why are you not putting a roof of some kind on it's April. It's probably snowing in Minnesota right now. This is fucking ridiculous.
Next week we will be expecting Malin from Vegas. And
goddamn right. Sky Suites Penthouse, baby. Me and G Money.
Yes, he will be accompanied by special guest G Money. Cannot wait. We will have a special edition show come next week. So I can't
Depending
wait.
on how much money I win or lose depends on the mood I'm in by Wednesday. Because I'll be there since Saturday. So we'll see. This might be Torch the World, Malin.
About billions of people about to be insulted come next episode.
And you say billions. I mean, I don't know.
All right.
If I'm going to insult billions of people, I have to insult Asia. So I don't know if I want to do that.
He did insult cancer people the other week, so I'm sure that includes a good portion of the population.
Are there billions of cancer patients? I don't know. Maybe.
That's a lot of cancer.
I'm not going to say what I was about to say.
Yeah,
I don't know about the life expectancy of cancer patients. I don't know how many billions of them there are in the world.
We'll just keep guessing on that one. We don't have to throw out any estimations. Everybody out there, fight the good fight, whatever that means to you. Keep thrashing, and we will see you all.
Yeah, thrashing.
We'll see you all next week.
Mad statements.
Peace.
Peace.